Hello everyone and welcome to Coffee Chat. Today we are doing a Town of Neepawa recreation update. So with us we have the current rec director, Heidi Nugent, and town councillor and rec board member, right?
Yes.
Yvonne Sisley. So
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And what I want to start with is something that's actually already started. It's in progress right now, and that is the scavenger hunt.
Yes.
And the reason I want to start with the scavenger hunt is because it actually highlights a lot of other things that you're doing.
Right. Heidi and I, in conversation, it had come out everything that the town of Neepawa has done just with the recreation master plan and what Heidi had been working on with the slide and different things. And we talked about this at one of the council meetings as well. Just how it would be really nice if we could show the citizens, the town of Neepawa and surrounding area, everything that's been done if people didn't know certain things were in place. So it was kind of, Heidi and I sat down and tried to go through what we thought was really important for people to see and what was going to be worked on. So the scavenger hunt came about that way, to make it a fun way for families to go around and check out all the different things. So the first stop for the scavenger hunt is the town office. We have a QR code up in that window there, so people can start there. And a few of the things on the scavenger hunt are like future home of. So we've got in progress right now, it is being built as one of the lookout towers.
Right, yeah.
So that is one of the first stops. It takes you out to the back end of the bike park. And that'll be where one of those lookout towers is going to be. So it's got, you know, the blueprints of the lookout tower, so people can see what's going to go in it, and the ginormity of what's going in, because it's fairly big.
Yeah, it's not just a little ladder. No, it's an actual tower here.
So and it was just kind of neat. So we were trying to figure out the mapping to make it, so that everything flowed. I know another one that is future home of is the basketball courts that are on Crocus Drive. Yeah. They have drilled the holes for the posts, so our guys have been fairly busy with a few other things. So once things settle down a little bit, they'll get the basketball posts and the nets and everything up over at Crocus Drive. Right. So those will be courts. And then what's going on just out at Hillcrest too. So it kind of takes you all the way through town, and you end at Riverbend. Yeah. And the idea is for family members to take selfies at the wedgie-worthy water slide. And then they get entered in for extra draws for Gold Ice tickets and stuff. So it all culminates with a free family barbecue July 6th at Riverbend Park.
And so it isn't a scavenger hunt in terms of you're like picking up things.
No.
You're finding QR codes.
Yes.
And,
yeah. We didn't, and if for anybody that doesn't have a phone, there is a map at the town office as well if they want to go out and see the locations. But we really wanted to make it a hunt.
Yep.
So we didn't want to give out that full map. We want people to, they have to go to this stop. They get to read a little blurb on what that is. Each of the signs actually has, I shouldn't say each of them, most of the signs we were able to put in some grant amounts. That has been a big question from citizens of the town of Neepawa. You know, we've got a lot up and coming just with the hospital. We've just, you know, the fire hall, the RCMP station. Wondering where the money's coming for some of these rec items, like even the water slide. I think there was $264,000 or $94,000 in grants received for that. So that was important too. The bike park, I think we're over $750,000 in grants that they've received for the bike park.
Portions of it.
Yes. Yeah, so it's to me that was important, is that we show the citizens of Neepawa that the administration has been working their butts off to get these grants, and that they're not spending frivolously on recreation when I know that the big question always comes up, why aren't we paving the streets if we're paving this? Well, unfortunately with grants, you can only get grants for specific things, and there is not a provincial grant out there to pave your streets. No. Unfortunately.
That would be handy.
It would be handy. So they're getting grants and accessing as much as they can. So I think that was a big part of it too, just to show that they've really worked hard to get a lot of these things.
And like you said, those grants are allocated to specific projects, not even just to rec, but to the towers, to the water slide, to whatever else is going on.
Yeah, and I know one thing, like with the bike park, there's still some people that aren't really sure on the bike park, But the bike park came about because the soil from the bike park was needed for the lagoon from that land area, right? And the way that the town, which to me was brilliant, was able to get grants for it is if they used a rec grant and made a bike park out of it, it wasn't going to cost the taxpayers money at all. Whereas if they would have just left it as it was, they had to put soil back, it would have cost us a lot of money.
Yeah.
So just all of that forethought that's gone into a lot of this recreation. So having that, having everything that's come out of that recreation master plan as well, and showing what the community's wish list was with that recreation master plan and how much of that wish list that they've actually accomplished already is, it was big. So
yeah, definitely people should get out, try this out. It sounds like it's not a walking one.
No,
maybe a car or a bike.
Car or bike, and actually one of my board members at Arts Forward, her family started it and they got about halfway through and she said, I'm glad you said car or bike, because it is a good bike ride. Like if a family's going to go out, it's definitely a jaunt. But it is kind of neat, and it doesn't have to all be done in one day. You can do it in a couple of days.
You've got up until July 6th. Is the
yes, absolutely.
And it started on the 18th, I think.
Yes, we started at Father's Day Sunday.
Right, which makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
So one of the stops that is on there, I'm not going to ask what the other ones are. I'm not going to ask how many there are, because that's a surprise as you go and do it. But one of the stops, clearly the end stop, I think, is the Wedgie Worthy water slide. Yes. Which we actually, just this morning, we were at the ribbon cutting, or the pool noodle cutting for the water slide. So tell us about that project.
So when I started in my position as rec director last July, the water slide plan had been implemented. So fall rolled around, and after the pool closed, we tried desperately to get contractors and stuff out. But with the fall push, it wasn't coming to fruition. So as winter went along, we got into the plan, okay, as soon as we have enough thaw to put the piles in, let's get rolling. So we had everybody lined up waiting. And this last month and a half, really, we've strongly pushed to get all the landscaping done and concrete in, and piles and everything to get this slide up. And finally, we opened it on Thursday.
So it has been kid tested.
It has, the grade 5.
Quality control for the grade 5 class.
Yes.
And several lifeguards have made their way down as well.
Just to make sure it's safe, obviously.
There was no running, but there was some serious skipping going on. So the slide opened on Thursday, and the grade 5s happened to be there for the end of school public swimming.
Yeah.
And they very graciously and happily tried it out for us. So it is very exciting. It's been a long wait, and we've finally got everything.
And so it'll be open whenever there's public swimming. The water slide will be open. Is that the plan?
Yep. Yeah. We got a couple extra girls hired this year to man it a little bit and make sure things go smoother.
Right.
And
makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it is new. People are excited. They're going to maybe be a little incautious.
Yes.
With it.
Yeah.
It's a polite way to put it.
Yeah. Well, just
Please
the
no running on the water
excitement.
slide.
Yes. Just the excitement, and then like what we saw with the grade 5s, it was the excitement going up, and then as they come down, it was like wanting to run back in line before. So it's just, get it. You just gotta slow down.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And it's a good what, 3 stories approximately?
I
2 or 3
don't know.
stories?
I honestly don't. It's high.
it's got a couple loops.
It's higher than stuff we had before. So
yes. Substantially, yes.
Yeah.
So
it's I love the fact that it doesn't dump into the pool, so you don't lose that space, and B, you have kids that maybe aren't the best swimmers that can still ride it. They're not being limited because
I noticed that when I was out there, and I haven't seen that with a water slide before. It was really neat that you have like a sort of a slow down area, and then
it's
a gentle
fantastic.
stop.
Yeah. So I know my daughter's 4 and she loves them, but it's not safe for her to go into a pool. So when I found out when I started that this was going to be into its own basin, I just think it's awesome. Really opens up the opportunity for everybody.
I agree. Yeah. With the other slide, there was always having to be somebody there to catch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So no.
And we are just going into summer. School is just ending this week, so lots of time to check this out before the pool season is over.
Yes. It'll be open lots all summer during public swim. It'll be great. It's exciting.
Yep. I was just saying, I gotta dig my bathing suit up from somewhere. It's, I don't know, under my bed maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
And so another thing down at Riverbend then that I know about and I haven't been able to attend yet is the, what is it called? Fun Fitness in the Park? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
And that was through a participation grant, right?
Yes. Heidi
I'll let
worked
you-
her butt off to get that
Yeah.
grant. Yes.
I'm super excited about this grant. So the town received a $5,000 grant from the government of Manitoba. And we decided to do 6 free weeks of fitness in the park. And not only just to get the free fitness, but to also highlight the incredible instructors we have in town that are offering programming that a lot of people maybe don't know about. So every Sunday, we started June 1st, 2nd, and 4th.
Yeah.
Fourth?
Something like that.
So we started June 4th with Prince's Zumba, and it was rocking.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was.
So we'll go for 6 weeks, excluding this weekend because being a long weekend.
Right.
So we had Prince and Whitey's Fitness, Mavis Kobaki, Solange LaBelle was just the last one. Tara McCarty is next, and then Derek Pearson with boxing. So
Might have to go for that one. Yeah.
So, and before every class, we do a giveaways, and we tried to tailor our giveaways to what the class was. So for Tara's yoga, you're getting first 15 people are getting a yoga mat. Derek, the first 20 people get a set of hand wraps and stuff. And then
Those are not insubstantial prizes. So
Right.
that's, yeah.
Part of that as well is the point of the participation is to reduce barriers to physical activity. So we opted to do a draw at the end of every class for anybody that participates for free class passes for yourself and a buddy, because when we got talking about it, lots of people are not comfortable if they're in an environment they've never been, are not comfortable going by themselves. So
Very true.
they can invite whomever they want for their classes. Like I know for Whitey's, we did 5 free class passes. For Mavis's, it's you get your membership to Arts Forward for you and a friend, plus the fee for her classes. So it's super exciting. We've really enjoyed it, and we've averaged 20 to 30 people a class,
Which is excellent.
and we've had beautiful weather. Like it's fantastic.
We've had a hot June. So, yeah.
Yes, we
The
have.
first one was
A little too
killer.
hot. It was
Yeah.
like 10 a.m. and it was like 36
Do
degrees.
not expect that the first week of June. So, yeah.
Yeah.
we've been praying for nicer weather.
But what I've liked about it is we're seeing, so Solange is an instructor at Arts Forward, Mavis is an instructor at Arts Forward, Derek's an instructor at Arts Forward, Tara's been an instructor at Arts Forward, and we'll be back because she's doing kids yoga in the fall. But it's been nice to see, because I know who's taken those classes. It's been nice to see all different people coming down and trying it out. And that was the whole idea that Heidi had behind this, was to get people out and just to experience it.
And
And
it's
that's
different
what it's
being outdoors than it is being in a facility when you're sort of
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah. Well, I know after Mavis's class, the group that came down for that one, it was some that had been together for years at Whitey's gym.
Yeah.
And, people get doing different things and maybe aren't in the same classes. And they were all saying that they'd actually like to continue doing a Sunday morning exercise class down at the park because they loved it.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea behind it. So,
And there's no reason for people not to kind of go ahead and organize these things
Yeah.
now that they've got a taste
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, and it's an hour. There's no fee. You're not committed. You can just try it. Okay, I love it. Okay, I don't like it, and then try something new
At
the
least
next
something
week.
different the next time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah. And I think just it's getting people out. It's the instructors themselves, I think, have all very much enjoyed it as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little behind the scenes is you get to promote the people that are doing this in our community. And
Yeah.
like I said, if you don't follow Arts Forward's page, you maybe don't know that Mavis offers a 6 a.m. class.
Yeah.
Right.
It's getting people exposed, and okay, maybe I'll try something new, even if I don't go. Oh, so and so offers this. Let's go try that. It's
Yeah.
We have a
Get
lot
some
of hidden
exposure.
gems.
Oh,
really
we
do.
do.
In
Yeah.
every
We do.
every aspect of life in Neepawa. There are a lot of hidden gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful program. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love seeing there's aside from myself, Yvonne, and Jody, and actually Jamie Davey as well. There's a few that come every week. Like there's just, okay, never done this, we'll do this. I love it. I love seeing new faces, the same
And
faces.
it's a good single activity, family activity.
Yeah.
Anyone can kind of go out and do these.
Yeah.
So there's how many left?
There's 2.
2 left.
2 more.
Yeah.
So not this weekend, but
I think the following weekend's Derek.
Derek, yes, sorry.
And
that's my
then
bad.
Tara's is gonna be an evening one.
Yeah.
She wanted to do a sunset yoga.
Okay.
And she's also gonna do, Tara's gonna
Kids.
split hers. Yeah, she's gonna do an adult and then a kids
Okay,
yoga.
wow.
Yeah.
That'll be a
So.
nice way to close it out then. Is this a grant that we can apply for again next year?
Yes.
Possibly to try and do this again, or do something maybe different next year? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. I hope Nicole applies for it next year. It was very exciting to get because it's based on a percentage, what percentage you are in Canada. I guess it's Canadian government. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it was super exciting to get and be able to offer that, and so hopefully next year she'll have some fresh ideas and away we go again.
I don't know how much participation they still have on TV, but you and I will certainly remember on TV all those times.
Yep.
These participation breaks. So it's so nice to see that is actually.
What were their names?
I can't remember.
Oh, I can totally. It was
terrible.
a husband and wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And they did it all the time.
You're way too young.
Yeah.
It's not the ones in spandex, is it?
Well, they could have been in Spanish.
It wasn't
'cause-
Hal Johnson and Joanna.
Yes, that's it. McLeod. Yes, Hal Johnson, Joanne McLeod.
Point to you.
Yeah.
I just happened to look up the people in spandex one day because I wanted to use their
Oh, it was the '80s. Okay, we were all in spandex.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what the 80s were like.
But anyway,
mind.
my point being that it's so exciting to see that that's a
Yeah.
federal program that has lasted this long.
Yeah.
It's still relevant to people today, and we're doing new activities with it. It's just
Yes.
really exciting to see.
Yeah.
It's
For sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that the rec department is doing and the town is doing is infrastructure based right now. Like we're building facilities, we are building things. Some of those we sort of mentioned as part of the scavenger hunt, and there's some that I know about for sure that are coming up. One thing that was talked about a couple years ago, I guess, time is funny, which there's a plan for Riverbend Park around the pool. We've obviously done the water slide now. Some of that has happened. Where are we at with that? Because there was some parking lot movement and things like that going
That
on.
is still very much a work in progress, and that plan is still the end goal for everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting to a parking lot and shifting stuff this year. There's a lot of balls in the air right now in Neepawa when you're looking at hospital and different things like that.
And paving is just a
Yes.
beast to get right now. I know.
Well, it's not only the money for the paving; it's to get
Yeah,
the
to literally
paving
get the people to
guys to
come.
town.
Yeah.
they are so oversubscribed
Yes.
right now. They are.
Well,
so
there's
busy.
3 companies.
Yeah,
That's it for Manitoba.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, definitely everything is still in play as how they had stuff set out and designed, and the plan is still
There's
that.
some new buildings I think they were thinking
Yes,
about.
they're going to
and-
be
yeah.
knocking down like where the washroom and the canteen, that building will
Right.
end up being going, and all of that is still definitely, like Davidson Street entrance will be closed off, and it'll end up, the entrance will come around the pool off of Hamilton Street. All of that is definitely
Yeah.
still. The slide was a big part to get started on, and it's just going to be, working between getting the tower up and different things this year, just to make sure that stuff's in place. But yes, still going forward with it. I don't know how much more will get done this year down
Yeah.
there. Like I say,
But that plan is still, we're going forward with that
100%.
stuff there.
100%. Yeah.
And I know, like, even since I've been there, the town consistently applies for grants to keep the ball rolling. It's
Yeah.
just whether we get them or not. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them, I know, granting someone's available one year and it's not available the next.
Yeah.
New stuff is always happening.
Well, an election might make a difference with
Very
some
much so,
grants. But I can't remember, they had totaled the amount of grants, and it was double-digit millions
Oh, yeah,
into
yeah.
what they've put in and what has been, in place for all of the rec stuff. So it's quite.
I'm probably going to look up that number because
substantial
it'd be
amount.
interesting to be able
Yes,
to say
yeah.
what that number is.
It's quite staggering
Yeah.
to see that number of the total, like, that they've brought in the last how many years. It's crazy.
But you see it with the bike park and
Yeah.
with the stuff at Riverbend Park, and also we have the new tennis courts,
yes.
which are this close to being done. I think it's
So
just
close.
painting the lines on the court, right?
Lines, and then your fence guy.
Yep. So the asphalt was put down week and a half, 2 weeks ago now,
Yeah.
and so we're right on cue for having the painting come in and the nets put up, and then just getting that fence in so we don't lose all our balls.
Yeah.
They had to stay off for
2 weeks.
2 weeks off the asphalt to let it cure.
Yeah.
before they could do anything. But they already had the posts and everything in place. So it should be within the next couple of weeks for sure that everything should be.
And then that's tennis and pickleball, of course, is played on the same court.
Yes.
And I know that's a sort of a big thing around town as well. So that's probably very exciting for.
Well, and there's beach volleyball out there.
Playground.
And we discussed this at the council meeting. So there is going to be a renaming of that because there's really no name for that park out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yes, that will come out too. So
okay, that's okay.
Yeah, we were discussing, and I think Daryl Gerard came up with a really great name. So I think that's the one we're going to
call
stick
it
with.
something. Yeah.
Yes, so we have,
and not just the park up the highway, but the house
right.
development.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
So I liked where Daryl's thinking was, and so I'm assuming, I can't say yet because we have to vote on it, but I have a feeling that's the one that we'll end up going with. So.
And I happen to have been at that meeting, so I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So
yes, you do actually. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I agree. I'm very, very happy to see it called that. So.
Yeah. So.
One other thing with pickleball courts, so the disc golf, you can borrow a set of discs so you can play.
Right.
So under the participation grant, I actually ordered 2 sets of pickleball.
Oh,
so you can come to the town office and say, my idea, borrow them, and they'll come with instructions, because I know before I started at the town, I had never even heard of pickleball, let alone
it's a fairly new,
but fairly popular.
Oh,
yeah,
insanely popular. So you can come borrow rackets and learn.
That's excellent to know. Thank you.
Yep.
The other thing that you're going to be able to use soon, we don't know the exact delivery date, but we've got beanbag toss, granite beanbag toss that is going down at Riverbend Park. So there will be beanbags that you can also go, kind of the same idea. I don't know if we'll have them at the pool or if they'll be at the town office, but there'll be beanbags so people can actually go play beanbag toss down at Riverbend Park. So
do that.
And with the barbecue, the recreation barbecue that we're having July 6th, Heidi had ordered some extra discs too, just because
a lot of extra.
The idea, we want families to do the disc golf course and see all of the free rec that is in town that they can do. I know, just talking to some people, they didn't actually know what those metal posts were with the chains down at the park. So we're giving a disc out to how do I word that? We're handing a disc out with a disc golf course card, so people know the course for the families to play. And then when they're done, they hand their disc back in, and then they get their ticket for the free barbecue, because we want families just to get to experience all that
and try it out.
And I'm thinking we're going to probably have Connect 4 down there and
some games.
Some games too. So that.
What time is this barbecue happening, or this whole event? I guess
5 to 7 p.m. on July
6th.
6th. Yeah, Thursday, July 6th.
Riverbend Park. Everyone invited down.
Everybody from town is invited down. We'll figure out if we run out of hot dogs, we'll be running for more hot dogs. But we've got the mayor will be barbecuing.
I was going to say, you got the mayor on board here.
Yeah,
we will not run out of hot dogs.
He's bringing the barbecue. He's in charge of that aspect of it. So
the right man for the right job.
Yeah. Lisa Pottinger, who's on the rec committee with me, and we're going to drag Heidi down there. We'll be down there because we've got some prizes to give out. And you know, those families that have already done the scavenger hunt, it's great to see because they fill out a Google form, so we know who's entered in for those Gold Eyes tickets. And
so there's people who have completed it already?
Yes, you can see on the Google form. So we've had some people go through. Lisa and I were setting up the signage on Father's Day, and we went back to the start because we thought, oh, well, we better put this poster up there. And we passed a family doing it. It's like, yes, you know, they're already doing it. So it was great. So, yeah.
And there's one more item of, I guess, infrastructure that I wanted to ask about. Ever since they closed Crocus Drive, we've been talking about putting some basketball courts, or using that for basketball courts. I believe that is actually happening. It's in progress.
Yes, they've drilled the holes.
Yep.
And then it's just a matter of the guys super busy, so it's just been a matter of time to get them.
The same issues as anywhere. Yeah.
Well, the same issues as anywhere in that it was really hard finding staff this year.
Yep.
Seasonal staff was
really
really hard for the town. Well, I think anybody.
Yep.
So once they get that time that they can get set up, then it'll be at full place and ready for
basketball. So it's not just theoretical. That is going ahead.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. 100%.
As soon as we can get it done.
It's part of the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, definitely, it is going ahead. They've got, like I say, the holes drilled, and
because certainly basketball is just honestly may have surpassed hockey as the most popular sport in town.
Oh, 100%
Yeah.
it has.
Yeah.
100% it has. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lots of players out there looking for places to play.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. And schools can only accommodate so much.
Yes. Yeah.
We
You
ran
know, even though we're having another new school coming, the schools can still only accommodate so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
we ran the junior NBA basketball at the HMK, and I still was turning parents away 3 weeks after it started, and I've had more than one parent stop me and say, we love that there's basketball, because the kids, it's not something outside of high school that's offered, so to
Yeah.
have somewhere to play is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I stumbled across Little Ballers basketball is actually coming to town. I know. So Chad, who him and his wife own it, run it. He set up the program. He played basketball in Michigan. He lives in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They had it set up in Winnipeg. He has a Neepawa connection, and he had tried to find somebody, and it was going to fall kind of flat. Like they just couldn't. They needed somebody that could commit the time to kind of just overseeing and
Yeah.
coaching for the first little bit. So we're actually offering that August 12th at HMK. It's a whole free day.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes, and it's called Little Ballers Basketball. If people go onto that website, they can register their children for it. It starts at 10 and a half months old.
10 and a half months old.
It
okay.
is a great program. When he was showing me, it is such a great program. So it goes 10 and a half months to 8 years old.
Okay.
So it's those kids that there really isn't something else for.
I know, yeah.
And then it'll start in September at HMK. I believe it's September 8th or September 9th. It's going to run Saturdays from 8 to 1 Saturday.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so
That's great.
something else anyway that's coming to town, and we're hoping to get some of the high school basketball players to be coaches, and
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Some
certainly
of-
there's a lot of them. So
well, and some of our Filipino basketball players too. I've been emailing with Zaldi in the town to see if so he's on the hunt too. So
I saw the junior finals for the basketball league. That is some high level play.
oh, it is.
So, yeah.
It 100% is. Yeah, it's very impressive.
So we, believe it or not, we've actually run short of time. Any final thoughts that you guys have?
I think I really hope that a good chunk of people can make it down to the barbecue on July 6th, because I think, well, all of council is going to be there. We'll have some staff there, but just, you know, if people have questions or wanting more information, it's going to be a great barbecue to just chat, and you've got everybody there, and get some of that information, find out what the town has to offer, and make suggestions. With this scavenger hunt, that last form, it is an opportunity for people to make suggestions as what they'd like
This
to
is
see.
just a list. We've just talked about what's happening already. There's
Yes.
still the future.
Yes,
You know.
exactly. So,
And don't miss Canada Day.
yes. We haven't talked about Canada Day.
know.
Can we talk about Canada
We
Day?
can,
real
but this
quick?
is actually going to air after Canada Day. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, you've missed Canada Day.
it was great though. We had a
Hope you
fantastic
made
time.
We are having a powwow Canada Day, so yeah.
And I'm really happy to see that. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing that and being there for that. So
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a really good day.
Yes, it's shaping up that way.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank both of you for making time to join me today.
Thank
you
you
very
for
much.
having us.
And thank all of you for watching. We'll see you again next time.